right, guys, we got a quick update. Dank Demoss, or the plus-size rapper who went viral the other day for suing Lyft and the Lyft driver for denying her entry into their car due to her weight, has gone on the Breakfast Club. And I will just say this, things got very interesting from the moment she stepped foot in the studio. And needless to say, I have a few thoughts.
Peace, Big Dank. How you? Good morning. You good?
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi,
How are you?
Stormy.
Hey, King. How you, brother? You good? Nice to meet you, Keys.
Got it.
Yep. This the only seat y'all got?
What you want? What you need?
There's one
A
more.
bigger chair or something?
She already little.
Oh, man.
We had
This is what I'm talking about. Good. This is accommodation.
There you go.
Guys, I don't really want to have to say too much here, and I'm going to try my best not to, but I think it's very clear in this moment that we can all see the Lyft driver might have had a point. And I want y'all to pay attention to one of the things she mentioned there. She said accommodations. You see, at this moment, she basically sets the tone for the rest of the entire interview. When she says accommodations, she feels that the world should always accommodate her current situation. And throughout the course of this interview, she basically approaches it from the perspective of a victim. Now, again, she is suing for this, but the problem that I have with this is that there seems to be a great lack of accountability. Now, I'm not going to be able to go through this whole interview. I'm not even too sure if iHeartMedia really likes people reacting to their clips. So I'm going to try to keep certain portions of this to a minimum, but I think I will pull up a few just to get the general point across and my issue with the whole situation. Again, if you want my initial reaction to this, I will link that original video in this description. So for the time being, let's take a pause right there and let's keep going.
You know, you walked in and, you said the chair was too small, so we had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in. And you said something. You said, now this is what I'm talking about, accommodations, right?
Yes.
But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people that
But
are
we
plus
should,
size.
though. We
Correct.
should, because we not all the same, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should. Like, why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house. When it's like,
The
we
F
not.
word?
Yeah, the F word. I'm not
You heard
gonna
that you can't say in your house.
Yeah.
Fat. You know, like.
Oh!
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't use
Okay,
that word in my house
okay.
either.
I thought you were talking about the gay slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No.
now.
No.
All right.
But bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community, all those other communities. I just feel like we outside. If we inside is get up. Why you in a house? You should be doing this. You should be doing that. When we outside, it's like, why you not in a house?
So what we're watching here is we're watching her push her main argument for the whole situation. She feels that big people, fat people, whatever you want to call it, she prefers not to call it that, but whatever it is, she feels that they should be accommodated just as other marginalized groups and communities are accommodated for. But I think that when you think about her argument, it winds up having some glaring and obvious flaws. When we talk about accommodating differences, most of the time we're talking about immutable traits and characteristics or unchanging circumstances. So this would be anything under the umbrella of your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, your color, or your disabled/abled status. And when we talk about these situations, it makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense to have doors wide enough to be wheelchair accessible, or have ramps and elevators in buildings where if you did not have them, then people who are in wheelchairs would not be able to enter the buildings. But what it is that she's talking about in her situation is not that the accommodations aren't there, it's that she doesn't like the accommodations. Again, guys, she could have always chosen Uber XL. It's not that Uber and Lyft don't provide bigger cars. She simply didn't like the fact that when a smaller car came, she couldn't get in it. Or we'll just say the driver didn't want her to get in it. But her whole argument here falls apart. There actually are accommodations for people her size. I don't understand what it is she really wants here. And it really comes down to her feelings being hurt, if you ask me, that this whole thing happened. But again, she's the one who recorded it, and it's for her that it went viral. And I understand this is her cause. She's a big person. It's her reality. But again, I feel like there is no accountability here. The accommodation she's looking for is space. And she could have had the space she was looking for had she just spent the extra $10 or whatever it was to order the Uber XL, the Lyft Plus. I don't even know what the Lyft size is, but she made a situation out of no situation. Like, your situation better than anyone else. So it's up to you to be accountable and move forward in the world in a way that benefits you. If you know you're probably on the bigger side, don't go ahead and order the small Uber where the person can pull up in a Prius. You have no idea what's going to come through. And so it's up to you to look out for yourself. And this is kind of my problem with, again, this whole situation. I'm trying not to fully belabor the point, but this whole interview, she basically talks about wanting Uber to make these special carve-outs for people in her situation, when again, she is failing to look in the mirror and see how easy it is to have some accountability and realize it's not that serious. I got one more clip that demonstrates this, and then we're going to wrap it up. Like I said, I don't want to belabor this point too much. I already talked about it in a previous video, but this update, I just could not let pass and not say anything.
Did Lyft apologize? Did they reach out to
They
apologize?
tried
he's
to,
still
but
rolling.
they tried to, but it's like,
So they did try to contact you directly,
yeah,
and you didn't want to take the call. Why not?
because I don't want to, you know, and I feel like y'all need to make change to y'all app, you know.
Also, she's suing them, so I think she probably sees it doesn't benefit her to actually talk to them in this case. But let's keep going.
I don't want to talk.
What do you want them to change?
I want them at least to like accommodate us. You know, I feel like we shouldn't have to pay more for Uber XL or something like that. And I also feel like they need to be checking.
Hold on that point. Got some words after this. Let's just let her finish the thought out. But that, again, that's kind of the problem right there.
They workers' cars to make sure, you know, they know wrong with the tires, it's not squeaking or anything like that. I just feel like it should be like, are you over this weight, or, you know, and they'll send you the car, you know, because we wouldn't have to go through that.
Like in the app before you order the car, show you all of
But
these
it does
instructions.
have-
Because a
they
lot of big people, they
monitor
only show their
the,
face. They
car.
don't want to show their whole body.
Right.
Would you feel comfortable though if they say, well, what's your weight? Because they do, like, if you really think about it, if you order a Lyft or Uber, they'll say, do you need a baby seat? They say, do you need, do you know, have an animal?
If you put how much you weigh now?
How much are how much?
Minus that 80, shorty, minus that
Yeah,
80.
489.
So if you put 489 and then it's just deny. Like, would you be
I
upset?
feel like, yeah, I would. Because what, like,
You got to live
Yeah.
too. She has to
why
get
would that,
places
yeah,
and
why would you
do
deny
something.
me? You know, you asked me how much I weigh, you know, so that means you should have something for me.
You see, guys, and again, one more time, in this moment, it kind of illustrates my problem with her situation and this interview. She basically mentioned that she wants to be able to order a regular Uber and go in with no problem.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But that's not like really, you know, facing reality in the situation. And in fact, she actually mentioned that what she wants from them is she wants them to build in their app. Hey, you know, how much do you weigh? And then I will send you the right car. Why does Uber or Lyft have to spend the development time in order to add this new feature that you yourself can take accountability with and do yourself? I don't need to put in the app that I am over almost 500 pounds for them to send me the XL. And how much you want to bet that if they actually did that with their app, that would trigger a lawsuit in and of itself? I'm not a lawyer, guys. That's not my area of expertise, but it just seems a little weird to me that, you know, you would put in your weight and they would send you the XL. I can see people being like, they're discriminated against me and they're saying I can't fit in a regular size car the exact way she is right now. Oh man. I mean, guys, I'm not gonna, that's it. I'm not gonna belabor this point anymore. And this is probably the last time I'm gonna talk about the situation unless something else happens. To get my final thoughts, I wish Dank Demoss luck. I still think she's ridiculous, but after watching the entire interview, I do believe that she is ultimately a sweet girl who is wildly misguided and has the improper expectations set for the world and for herself. But again, I do not wish her any ill will. Do yourself a favor, check out the whole interview so that you can form your own opinions. And guys, that's it for me. That is my perspective. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe as I got much more content like this on the way. So until next time, YouTube, peace.